To start off with, you're going to need a few items. You're going to need a veil, some gloves, table cover, black paint, dark foundation, and some clotted blood. To start off with, I'm taking that black paint with my sponge and I'm just going over the veil to make it look dirty and messy, and it just makes me look like I just been in a coffin for a couple hundred of years. And then here I am taking the dark brown foundation. I am using this CoverGirl drugstore foundation. I'm just going over it as well to make it look like I've been laying in dirt and mud and it's just filthy. Now taking that coagulated blood, you're just going to place that in different areas of the veil just so it looks really messy and grungy and disgusting. Once the veil dries, it should look a little bit something like this. Now onto the face. I am going to start off with my Modus Perfecting Face Primer, and I'm just going to rub that all over my face just so that I can have a blank canvas. The foundation I'm using today is this CoverFX Cream Foundation in N20. It's very thick coverage, and it's actually a foundation that a lot of theater makeup artists use because it has great coverage and it also looks great on camera. This color obviously is a couple shades lighter than my skin tone because I just want to look very dead and scary looking. Don't worry about putting foundation on the top right corner of your face because you're going to be putting on the prosthetic later. Here I am just drawing my eyebrows lightly just because I want some kind of shape because, you know, I am not comfortable with just no eyebrows, so there you go. And I'm just going to just buff it out so it doesn't look too perfect looking. Taking this brown color from my basic Naked palette, I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and just carve out the hollows of my eyes just so I can start creating a bruised eye. Taking that same brush, I'm going into this purple color and I'm just going to intensify that bruisedness. Bruisedness? Is that a word? Now with the red, I'm just going to do the same thing and kind of just going underneath where the purple is just to deepen up that bruise so it makes it look like I got beaten up real good. I'm just going to put some red on my lips for the blood later on just so I can have some shading. And now I'm just going to take this black eyeshadow and just deepening in that bruise because when these zombies attacked me, they just completely destroyed my face. Now, of course, a zombie sister's got to do some contouring around her face, so I'm just taking that black color and just contouring my nose and my cheekbones just so I can just have a slimmer face as a corpse. I guess that really is important. Just shading it in and blending it out. Now, if you're clumsy like me and you've ever had a bruise, then you'll notice that there is some green in bruises. So I just took this green and I'm just intensifying that bruise again just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Now, these next two steps are totally optional, okay? But I just personally wanted to add some eyeliner and just messy it up and then add eyelashes because I know on my wedding day before I died, I had eyelashes, of course. So now I'm just carving out this bruise and I'm just making it look puffier. So I'm just adding black eyeshadow with an angle liner and just buffing it out with my fingertips. Adding some veins here just to show how bruised and beaten my eye is. Taking that brown eyeshadow, I'm just dragging it down onto my neck just to make it look very dirty and messy. With the red eyeshadow, I am just buffing it around underneath my eye and also on my neck just to make me look very bruised and beaten. I felt like I needed to intensify my face a little bit more, so I just added some purple underneath my cheekbones again, and I'm just adding this red lipstick by MAC called MAC Red, and I'm just going over the red areas because I felt like the red shadow didn't show up as much, so I just wanted to intensify a little bit more. Now on to the fun part, the oozing wound. You can get this at the Party City store, and the spirit gum is going to act as the glue for you to glue it onto your face, and it does take a little bit of time, so be patient with it. After that, I am going to take my Too Faced concealer, and I'm just going to conceal the edges to blend it in, and then I will take the same foundation and just go over it and just tap it so it doesn't remove the prosthetic. To blend in the scabbing wound, no, not scabbing wound, oozing wound, I am just taking the purple eyeshadow and I'm just blending around the edges, and I'm also going to take black and red and green and just going over just to make it look as real as possible. Now, since I want my eye to look hollow, I am taking my black MAC fluid line and I'm just taking the sponge and just tapping the middle of the wound and just making it look as dark as I can so it can look hollow and it looks like I was just shot in the eye and that eyeball is no longer there. Now to bring this whole look together, it is time for the blood. I am going to be using this scabby blood and just placing it on the outer edges of the wound because it's not very liquidy, it's just more thick and it just looks very scabby. The coagulated blood is what I'm going to be placing in the middle of the eye socket, and I'm just going to be packing that on so that it can make my eye look as hollow as possible, and it just looks so awesome. I found this vampire blood at the dollar store, and it's just very thin. It just makes the blood look like it's fresh and it's still dripping out of your skin. Now for the hair, just keep it simple and keep it as messy as possible. Well, here's the final look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more. Mwah.